Yo, what's up, guys? Episode 6, BladeMasterRUSH Show podcast. We got Insupperable, W3, Insupperable, Warcraft 3. Before we get to it, I'll just do the usual plug. So, this is on YouTube. If you're here from Spotify, SoundCloud, whatever, you want to see our pretty faces, BladeMasterRUSH Show on YouTube. Yeah, so, I got a Twitch, BladeMasterRUSH. Insuperable's got a Twitch. Insuperable's got a YouTube. Insuperable's got a... Yo, you got merch, right?
Yeah, I actually do have merch on knopf.com/insuperable. Get that merch, man. Get that Insup t-shirt. Looking good, man. Stay fresh. Stay stylish all day long, man.
Anyway,
Support the
so
community as well, man.
I'm gonna do a little intro. So we're obviously gonna talk about Warcraft 3. If you don't know Insuperable, then you probably don't play Warcraft 3. He is the sexiest Warcraft 3 streamer alive. No, one of
I thought it was you. I thought it was you, man.
Yeah.
He was looking clean with the little suit, you know.
What are the you're not a pro. Like, I know on your bio you say you're not a pro. Are you a pro now? Do you consider yourself a pro now?
Oh man, listen, man. Honestly, I like the word pro, man. Always makes me cringe a little bit. Like, people always say that Insup, you're a pro. You know, like you play in those pro any tournaments. You do like top 3, top 4 all the time. You compete with Hitman and Cruncher. But for me, man, maybe for American standard, I'd be considered a pro by just rules because a pro like plays tournament, does good in them, and I guess get some money out of it. But like, I think if we're like speaking like internationally,
Not in Russia.
yeah, exactly. Like if I went to Europe, I wouldn't be like I'd be a good player. Like I would definitely would not be a pro, and in Asia even less. So I'd say maybe for any standard, I can be a pro, but I consider more myself just a streamer, man, who plays Warcraft and does like decent, does pretty good, but not like on a professional level. Like for me, pro, that's not what it means, man.
Yeah, full time Warcraft 3 streamer. Great at ladder. Even better at staying stylish. So we're obviously gonna talk about Warcraft 3. I was wondering if you wanted to sort of like talk about like who you are first, just because
Yeah.
obviously we could like branch. We'll eventually get into Warcraft 3, probably very quickly. But you're from Montreal, right?
Yeah, I'm from Montreal, man. I grew up in Montreal my life. It's actually like the third biggest city in Canada, and the province of Quebec. French-speaking community as well as English. Very unique part of North America, man. Like one of the only part where like people speak French pretty much, and it's not like France or anything. So yeah, man. Like if you guys don't know me, I play Warcraft. Every day. I stream every day on Twitch. I've been playing this game for about 13 years now. I had some breaks in between, but now I'm actually a lot on the game and very very active recently in the community. So yeah.
Yeah, I remember. I feel like people have mentioned that like in the past year, you've really been grinding.
Honestly, man, like even since 1.5 years ago when I quit my job, I started streaming, and at first, it was a bit stressful because I was like just doing like decent money in what I was doing, but I was not like really happy. So like at some point, I was like, okay, like if I'm going to make this streaming thing work, I'm gonna have to grind like a lot. And then I was a bit lazy. I'd say like maybe in the last 3 months, I've been only like really grinding, and I feel like it's been like showing off a little bit, the support and everything. But even when I quit the job, I still have like some savings. So like I was like, okay, like I'm just gonna take it easy. I'll stream whatever I want, no schedule or whatever. And then at some point, I don't know why, man. I woke up one morning and I was like, okay, dude, like I'm just going to try to like put more effort into it. And honestly, recently, man, it's been popping off, man. It's been the support has been incredible, and I'm so thankful like every day to do that.
In-sub stream
So
is always dope.
yeah, thanks, man. I do put some efforts in, and even though there's some dead time and between sometimes, like when you stream every day, there's always going to be some, some like parts where it's going to be not as fun. But I think recently it's been doing not too bad, and I think people generally speaking have been enjoying it. So but I'm just gonna keep working harder, man.
So
Hopefully, we can get 10K followers by the end of the year.
10K. What was
Yeah,
life
nice.
like before the work? Like, what did you do beforehand, or what did you not like about it? Like anything you want to talk about.
Yeah, yeah. Oh man, before Warcraft, man, I was going outside. I had friends. I was, nah, I'm kidding, but like,
Same.
I think before Warcraft, man, I was I was playing Age of Empire, man. You ever play that game?
Yeah.
Yeah, like Age of Empire 2. I wasn't playing online. I was really young. I think my parents didn't want me to play online because I don't know. It was like kind of sketch at the time. We just got a PC, so I don't know. But and then I was like a lot into games, like platform games or like Pokemon games, Yu-Gi-Oh cards. I was doing a lot of skateboarding as well. I have a little skateboard in the back over here. Not sure if you can see it.
Can you
So
kickflip?
do I kickflip? No, I don't. I actually, I was not. I was actually not that good at skating. I've always absolutely loved the sport,
Yeah.
and I was always. It was more for like cruising around with friends. It's just like I find a reason to like, just like, just like go outside and just cruise a little bit. I could do a few tricks, but honestly, I've never like really been good at it. Only skated for like about a few years, but I still absolutely love it. I love to watch it. I love to like follow the scene a little bit. So honestly, before Warcraft, man, honestly just like a normal kid's life, man. Loving games, but like finding like the right middle between just going outside, playing sports, playing hockey, and even after Warcraft, I was like still doing that. So
That's such a Canadian thing. Like, oh, you just just a normal life playing hockey in between every.
yeah, yeah. I mean, like you guys in the U.S., it's all about basketball and football and baseball. Here, man, it's hockey, man. Like people like you go outside in the street, man. People like kids are playing hockey like on the high swing, or they're just playing in the street, with like just all the equipment and shit, like just blocking cars from passing and everything, man. That's just what we do, man. It's a culture here. It's so much fun, man. I miss those days, honestly.
I used to ski, so hockey was pretty fun too.
Absolutely, man. Winter
I like the
sports.
I like the winter sports.
Yeah, it's nice, man. Like snowboarding as well. I did a bit of snowboarding, but like not too much, Just like on the side, just for fun. It was more like just to be with friends and do that. Never like really focus into like becoming like really good at a sport. Generally, it was just to stay active and just go outside.
Yeah. So I think I read on your bio you were an arborist before.
Yeah. So
I'm
basically,
curious. I don't even know what like an arborist is.
okay, you know what it is? Okay, so basically, like the verse is like, okay, imagine you have a house, right? And then you basically have like your trees in your yard. You have like bushes and shit, and then you just want to like like trim it or take care of your yard. Then you would call us and we'd just like show up, and then we'd have like the guys like cut the trees down. We'd like process the wood. We'd put it in like in a chipper to get rid of it. We'd take all the branches. We'd clean up after that. Or if you have a tree that you want to look good, then we just like just make it look good, just like get rid of it.
Okay.
Just like like woodworking pretty much, or like trees or bushes, like even like the grass, whatever. That was like what we used to do pretty much. So, yeah.
I was like, when I saw that first, I was like, oh man, were you like a gardener? Like I was like, damn, and stuff like
Yeah.
taking care of
Yeah.
flowers out here,
No,
which is
no,
cool
no.
to me.
I've never took care of a flower. No. Honestly, no. Like people often have like this misconception, and then arborist means that you're just like doing like like flowers and grass and everything. But it was more like focus on the trees and like bushes and stuff like that. But man, I'd say it's definitely not the same as just working with flowers and putting grass on the ground.
Yeah,
I
it
mean,
sounds a little less exciting.
yeah.
The way you
I mean,
described it.
it's also not as hard too, but yeah.
Word. Yeah, I went to Montreal once. I'm like a huge fan of Montreal. The city's just so clean and nice.
It's an amazing place, man. Honestly, like you have a city where like people speak French, and then people just like learn English. Like for example, I grew up as a French kid, and I went to school French. My parents speak French. My friends, like all my friends, are almost all French speaker. Growing up, recently it's a bit like different. I have like more English speaker now as friends, but yeah, man, it's just an amazing city like to be in. Man, in the winter it's a pain in the ass, man. I'm not gonna lie. The
Yeah,
roads are
for sure.
terrible, like Canadian winter and everything. Yeah. You're from New York City, right?
Yeah, around there.
Okay, you live in New York City,
Yeah,
correct? Okay, down.
I love
I
it.
mean, if you like New
It's
York City,
great.
you'd probably definitely like Montreal. It's definitely not as hectic, but it's like a like big city vibe. I know it's nothing compared to New York, but yeah.
No, it's similar. Like at least where I went, like it's very similar. Here's the big difference. Montreal is clean. Like clean.
I
Compared to
mean,
New
if you,
York, New York looks like a shithole. I was
I
just
mean,
like, bro, why would I live here? when I could
Yeah,
live in
I heard
Montreal.
about New York City having like a lot of problem with trash and everything, right? With the celebrity, but I mean, if you consider Montreal clean, man, damn, that I can't even imagine how much of a dirty hole New York City must be, man. I've never been to
It's like the
NY.
small things. It's like the subway, right? Like when I was in the subway in Montreal, it's just like pristine. Dude, in New
Okay,
York, they're
yeah.
doing a better job, but it's like, bro, it's like I wouldn't be surprised if there was a corpse like just kind of around the corner.
Yeah.
Like, it's like you see little rats like scampering by, and then you see a larger rat scampering by, and you're like, oh fuck, like.
Yeah. I mean, like, occasionally, like rats are part of New York of any city, but yeah, I mean, I've seen like those documentary about like like apartments and restaurant having like cockroaches like problems and everything. So yeah, I mean, I fucking hate insects, man. So I think it'd be hard for me to live there just because of that problem alone. It's so expensive, man. Like, oh, dude,
You gotta know where to. You gotta know where to. It's expensive, but if you're like a local, if you do your research and you really, it's not easy, but it doesn't have to be expensive. But it's still expensive compared to like most of the world. But probably Montreal, like it's probably about the same.
Oh yeah, it's the same thing. I don't know, like I heard it was much more expensive, but like more than that. Like, do you live alone? Do you have like a roommate, or do you like?
So you gotta have a couple roommates. Like if you live alone, it's like almost twice as much. Manhattan is crazy expensive. If you live in like sort of, you can live in the other boroughs. I mean, depending on the area, and they're not all like super gentrified. So it's really not too bad. I'd say the cost of living can be high, but I live in a very like kind of like low key, like down to earth, more local community than like city high life. I just say New York City because it sounds like, oh, New York City, like okay, I know.
It sounds cooler, right?
Yeah,
it's like we're from NYC, the New York City, baby.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
It works to the suit.
People, yeah, exactly. Yeah. You
Little
definitely
do
have
they
the New York
know.
City look going on, man. I can like picture you going outside with like your little mallet and just like walk in and
I mean, this
walking
is
really
what people
quick.
look like in when you walk out in most of Manhattan. Well, not most of Manhattan, but like people are like this.
Yeah. They're all going somewhere, like New York City. I heard, man, people like always like super rude, like they're always going somewhere.
Oh, I
don't
love
want to be
it.
late,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you love it, yeah.
I love it.
I'm sure I love it too, man. That'd be a great fit over there.
It's like when I just see like two people start fighting out of nowhere, I'm just like, that's what I like. Not
That's
like
what
fist fighting, but it's like, oh yeah, like fuck you, man. Like
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just so intriguing, and it's always happening. Yeah. Do you have any like other? I feel like once we start the Warcraft 3, there's really so much to talk about. But do you have any other like notable hobbies or like I don't know? Sounds weird when I say it like that.
No. I mean, it sounds fun. Honestly, man. Dude, honestly, it's gonna sound. I'm gonna sound extremely boring, but like in the last 3 months, man. Honestly, ever since COVID happened, like honestly, I've just been like inside, man. I've just like been playing games. Sometimes, once in a while, I'll play some platform games off stream. Sometimes I'll stream it. But honestly, man, the video game like takes a big part of my life, especially Warcraft 3. Like I do some coaching sometimes. I've been taking care, of my YouTube channel. I've been streaming maybe like a minimum of like 6 to 10 hours a day, every single day for like months. I do some like I boost people's account. I play tournaments. So I'd say like the game generally speaking has been taking most of my life. Otherwise, like what I like to do.
I feel that I'm right there with you, man. Just from a different angle.
But it's great, man. Like I like it. But otherwise, let's say before COVID, like, I was going out a little bit more. On the weekend, I just go out with friends, and I just go to the bar, just get hammered, and then just crash at their house, and then I'd be back like 2 days later, and I'd be hungover on stream. I would just skip a few days. But at the same time, I feel like COVID happening. Obviously, my life is like more boring because of that. I mean, it's probably the same for everybody, right? But I feel like it made me like focus more on what I do and try to like bring out like the best of myself in a way too. Because like weekend, I feel like it's like the best time to stream, man. Like just when people are at home.
Oh, for sure.
Like
I stopped partying as
you
soon
get
as I
more
started
viewers. Like people are like drinking on weekends. Like you're also having a few drinks. So I feel like you're like more related, connected to your audience in a way, because like you're both,
totally
just having a time. Well, it's just like on on fucking Monday and I'm having a few drinks, people will like not relate as much because you're probably going to work in a few hours, you know. So I feel like weekend is just really so good for streaming, and I just noticed it, man. Like just streaming more weekends, I feel like it just boosts. It's just better, man.
Feels
for
better.
my
More
stream.
people are there. I think for a while I had a streak where like I think I streamed like 52 out of 56 Saturdays of the year, because it was just like those are like it's probably hard to grow as a streamer if you're not already famous if you don't stream like on it's like Saturday and Sunday, not even as much Friday because people are going out and partying like to some extent, but like Saturday and Sunday are like people are like inside playing games, watching games.
Especially Sunday, you know, like I feel like Sunday, you know, it's the ultimate day where like people are at home. Sometimes there's like more competition on Sundays, you know, because like literally like everyone's streaming, everyone knows it's a good day. But I still feel like you know, most of the time when I watch, which is like all these like big Warcraft streamers are online, I feel like everybody like kind of gets like decent views, and everyone has like their own community. It feels like just everybody that likes them are just like watching, so it doesn't really matter. But you know, I've been like watching a lot of animes. You know, before 20, like I think the first half of 2020, I was watching a lot of anime, but I feel like recently it's been like going down a little bit. I feel like it's like nothing really interesting to watch. I mean, there's sure some stuff interesting to watch. I just haven't had like the motivation like sit down and start one. I know I'm just going to grind in when I start one.
It takes
So
effort
honestly,
to find the good one.
Yeah, like honestly, anime, you know, maybe music, games. That's been like pretty much my entire life for like the last maybe like 6, 7, 8 months, ever since COVID happened. Honestly.
What's your favorite type of music? Like not what's your favorite song, but like what's your vibe?
Oh, my favorite song right now, man. I've been having, you know, the song "Shout Baby" from like My Hero Media, the ending of season 4. It's like a Japanese song that I fucking love that song, man. Usually I listen to mostly like pop punk. I listen to everything, man. Like you're gonna have a country song on my stream, and it's going to be it's going to be pop punk, and then it's going to be a piano track. It's going to be like Wu-Tang Clan, some rap, whatever. So like honestly, I like everything. It's more like pop punk, like focus, like Blink 182, that kind of stuff, but more like, you know, 2020 bands.
Yeah, I really enjoy your music selection on stream.
I mean, thanks. I mean, we won't be able to enjoy it anymore.
That's
though,
what
man.
I was about to say, bro. I was like, so what?
DMCA strikes, man.
Yeah.
I get so triggered, man, talking about that. Fuck. Like it's so fucking insane, man. That like a fucking like label company, literally like sends DMCA strikes like that to streamers that have like I'm not speaking for myself. I'm speaking for like the big streamers have like 5,000 to like 50K viewer. They're literally like promoting that company's music, and like they get penalized for it, you know?
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Dude, how many times have you went to a stream and you heard a song and you're like, man, that's a good song, dude, and then you just ask the streamer or you just Shazam it or whatever. But like it happens to me all the time. You know, I go to people's stream and I hear a song and I find artists like that, you know? So it's a good way to like promote music. But I don't know, man. There's like some old guys that are fucking like in like basement, like sitting on their whiskey and their Viagra sending DMCA strike. Like it's not like they disconnected, man.
Yeah.
They don't know like how streaming works anymore, and they think we're like profiting out of it. But dude, we're not profiting from any music.
Not really.
The music is literally just a background thing that we have. The main content is like playing our games or doing whatever. Like it's just in the back. It's like we're like using the music a lot and just like fucking pressing like a shit ton of money out of it. That's just so dumb.
Yeah,
so
I get it on YouTube, but for Twitch, it's like nobody watches the VOD, so it's not like anybody's like watching your stream to like circumvent listening to Blink 182. It's so ridiculous.
Yeah, exactly. Especially when you have like the sound of the game on top of that. You have me like screaming and clicking the keyboard and whatnot. Like the music is literally like maybe like 5% of the stream, perhaps, you know. But it's still like a good thing to have in the bag, though. So it's kind of a bit frustrating to have to get rid of it. But I don't know, man. I hope that, you know, I heard like the DMCA like law was like written in like 1998, and a lot of shit has happened ever since. You know, like now we have streamers and it's just different. And I hope that, you know, Twitch comes with some sort of like agreement with those DMCA companies and like music label, and they try to like work something. Yeah. Like, okay, like if you want to play like their music, let's say you have to pay $20 a month or something. Like I would do it. Like I wouldn't give a fuck. Like I would do it. You know, like I'm aware that maybe like it's okay to like support artists and everything, and they probably don't get enough support, like monetarily. So to some degree, I can understand that. So I hope that, because getting a license to like one label itself, dude, like it costs, like honestly, I've checked on Google, it can cost like $100,000 to get a license for like a few songs. Like nobody can afford that. So we have to come to something like Logic that makes sense for streamers.
Spotify for streamers.
Yeah, exactly. Like imagine I'm listening to a song. Like I actually heard like Ask Mongol talk about that in a YouTube video. He had a good point. He's like, like why like the DMC being like that? Like try to like work with streamers instead. Like we want to work with you. Like we have a lot of like followers and viewers. Like we can definitely like work together and make something good. And try to work something like, okay, like let's say a song plays on my stream, then there's like a link that pops up, and then the viewer can just click on it and maybe buy the song.
Yeah.
Or maybe just like, you just get a link to Spotify or something, and that, or like the title of the song would come on stream, and it would be like more exposure, or maybe like Spotify would give me perhaps like more money when there's like more people watching, because it would count as like more than like one play on Spotify. It would count maybe as like 500 play, whatever. But it's not really an issue that I know too much about, but I definitely think that I actually hope that we can come with like some sort of agreement, at least Twitch, not myself, but yeah, because it definitely hurts the streamers, I feel, a little bit.
Yeah, so what I I actually was on this wave like 3 or 4 months ago, because what happened was I started realizing, so I'm playing these custom games, right, for Warcraft 3. That's what I'm trying to get into ladder now, but I'll talk about that later.
Yeah, I mean, you're doing pretty good, man.
Yeah, but so a while ago, I was streaming custom games all the time, and then somebody was just like, bro, you should put it on YouTube. And I was like, yeah, I mean, why wouldn't I? Like, I'm already playing the game. So at a certain point, I just stopped listening to music on stream. So it doesn't really affect me too much, other than just like it just being super whack. But yeah, it's like already a thing on YouTube. Like you have to be like, well, what's dope about YouTube though is if you have a song that's against the DMCA, like they'll filter it out for you. So it's not like anyone's getting in trouble for listening to a song, like or having the song in the video. They'll just be like, they'll monetize it. It's exactly what you said. They'll monetize it for the person in the video. So it's like Twitch, if Twitch had a way for streamers to like play music, even just like have the company be paid for it, like through whatever ads. Yeah, that's probably needed.
Yeah, I guess at the same time, like not having music, makes it easier to like just upload our content like on Twitch or like YouTube, for example. Like yesterday, I think when I did a TLS, I would probably have some music in the back as well, But like now it's like you're not having any music, so like you don't care. Like you're like, oh, you're just like upload my content, and you don't have to like edit it or like just like risk of like having like a 5-second where like there's like a song playing and then YouTube wants like a part of money from that,
Twitch is fucking up, bro. They're sending people to YouTube.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of what it is, man. I feel like honestly, like ultimately, like we have like Mixer and like that Trovo or something, like all those like streaming platforms that are trying to compete with Twitch, like Facebook gaming and whatnot. Man, I feel like ultimately, man, like YouTube's just gonna win because like there's like YouTube streamers that have like as many viewers as people on Twitch. They have these guys like Courage, like Fortnite streamer. They get like 20,000 viewers. Recently with like Among Us, you have do you know Valkyrie, like the Twitch girl, the Twitch girl, I mean the streamer girl on YouTube, like she plays like Among Us, she's got like 50,000 viewers.
Yeah,
like they have like as many viewers as like people on Twitch, and the advantage with YouTube and where I think Twitch massively fucked up is that Twitch, it feels like they're not trying to extend. Like for example, on YouTube, let's imagine you're streaming on YouTube, okay? And you wanna, let's say there's like a 30-minute of that piece of content that you just stream. Yeah. That you wanna upload as a video as a whole. Well, you're already on YouTube, so it makes it so much more easier to like just like transfer your own content because you're already on your own channel. You're already in your own stuff.
Even the live stream, people watch the live stream. Nobody watches a Twitch like post lives. I mean, I'm sure somebody does. Maybe people watch like Grubby. People definitely watch Grubby's.
yeah, for sure. I mean, yes, it's real, but like. And it's why I feel like Twitch like should have expanded a long time ago. Like try to make Twitch into a YouTube like on the long run, like where you can maybe upload like gaming content, but like it's like edited and like it looks like YouTube, with like cool highlights and everything. But like Twitch just like they literally missed the boat there. And YouTube, like a few years ago, they had like this apocalypse like kind of issue where like YouTuber were not getting like too much ad revenue, and I feel like Twitch could have just like tried to become the new YouTube, and I feel like it definitely had a potential. It still has a potential, but YouTube, I feel like as a whole, in the end, is gonna win. And I think if YouTube starts to put a minimum of effort and to trying to make the website like more easy to find stream, because what the fuck do you find stream on YouTube? Where do you find stream, bro? Like unless you follow someone, like you open YouTube, you don't see stream, you see like people that subscribe to you, don't see, like on the side. On Twitch, dude, like you go on Twitch, you see XQC, you see Shroud, you see like BladeMasterRUsh on the side, you know, like everyone's there. You know what I mean? But on YouTube, it's like much more complicated. I feel like YouTube, if
the chat's really bad too. I'm
sure they will. Like they're gonna try eventually to evolve and try to compete more with Twitch. You know, they're already like signing some like YouTube people. Like maybe eventually gonna sing Doctor Respect, they sing Courage, they sing Valkyrie, and maybe if Twitch continues to fucking shit the bed like you're doing right now, that you're going to have like bigger streamer, maybe like Summit or whatever, eventually just leaving and going to YouTube. Even though, you know, recently Shroud and Ninja signed with Twitch, but I feel like Twitch,
and these are just the big guys too.
Yeah.
Like there's so many more little guys on YouTube that are like, there's so many people with like 1,000 subs on YouTube, and they make money because they have 1,000 subs or like 5,000 subs compared to Twitch. Like, so like, basically, even YouTube helps out the smaller guys more somehow.
It definitely does, yeah.
Yeah.
But like honestly, like ultimately, you know, like I think Twitch, you know, as definitely like a better interface, and you like if you build your community there, I feel like it's kind of hard to like switch to like another platform. You might feel like a little bit like more lonely, for example. Like,
yeah,
I don't know. It just wouldn't feel like the right move. Maybe at some point, you know, if you're like a big streamer and you have like 20,000 viewers, something, maybe like a few thousand even, or like 800 or whatever. I feel like if you know you have the chance to like maybe sign a contract with YouTube or something and just move over there and maybe have like half of your viewers coming. But eventually, on the long run, you might have more viewers because YouTube is just more people that goes to YouTube than Twitch, you know, and streaming is just gonna keep growing like. From now on, you know, we went from playing video games to people like literally doing makeup and doing like eating challenges and ERL streaming and VR and singing and karaoke, like you name it. You know, it's just gonna keep growing. Just people like eating, like social eating and everything. So it's just gonna keep growing. And I definitely feel like YouTube, like on the long run, it might take 5, 10 years, 15, 20 years, but I feel like on the long run, YouTube's gonna win.
Yeah, you make a good point about the alternative content. So it's like, I feel like with Twitch, you're either already big and you can, you know, do your mukbangs, whatever. But for the most part, it's impossible to grow on Twitch unless you're playing games. Like, within reason. But on YouTube, bro, you have a makeup channel, you just like, oh, I'm going to start live streaming this. Like, boom, you already have 5,000 subs. Like, somebody's watching. But you can't really, like, make a makeup channel on Twitch from scratch. Because there's, like, the community's there for gaming, I think. But it's, like, they don't really... I think they're doing better. But it's usually very focused.
But usually, you know, like, the way... I mean, for myself, it's not that way. But I think ultimately, you know, like the best way, you know, if you want to grow a channel on Twitch is... make content on other platforms, you know, like imagine like you start a YouTube channel and then
I'm there, bro.
I don't know, like let's say, man, like you say you start a makeup channel or you're just like doing whatever, you make music, and then you're on YouTube. There's more people on YouTube, and then eventually, you know, after your video, you say, hey, I stream on Twitch on Saturday, Friday, and Wednesday, and then you send those people to your Twitch. It's a really great way to grow. So yeah, that's pretty much how it works. But yeah, I mean, starting from scratch, it's definitely very, very, very hard. Unless you play a game that's like not too popular and you've already kind of made a name for yourself in your own community without streaming, like just being a pro or by, I don't know, man, like making tournaments or be a map maker. I don't know, anything really. Or you played leagues. So I feel, but yeah, like definitely, you know, if you're a little guy, you're trying to start on Twitch and you start playing Fortnite, it is literally 5,000 streamers above you. It's gonna be really hard, man, because you'd be at the bottom of the list, and nobody scrolls for 3-4 minutes to find a little guy at the bottom that has 2 viewers. Well,
Twitch
if you
is not too great at that.
well, if you make like YouTube videos, and then let's say I don't know, like you start like sniping big streamers, and then you make huge highlights of your gameplay, and then you go to Reddit and you post your video there with the link to your YouTube channel. You might get 100, 500, 1,000 some on YouTube, and then from there you can just like send people to your Twitch. Then you go from 2 viewers to like 5, 10 viewers, because obviously not all the subscribers are going to go to Twitch, but you might get like a few viewers from there, and that's all you build. So YouTube is like the root for like success, I feel like, ultimately. But I guess unless you're playing like a very small game, then it's easier to get hosted, it's easier to get noticed. But for most of the games, man, it's extremely hard. Fortnite, League of Legends, you name it.
I came to the same conclusion. Even in Warcraft 3, YouTube does a really great job of showing, like, specializing content and like showing off, like giving everything a try. Whereas Twitch usually just shows the bigger streamers, or if there's like some core, like it's more on you to network or make a name for yourself to make it on Twitch. Like I think Discord is the best way for somebody, like if you're just starting out streaming, like you're better off like becoming friends with people in Discord than you are like even streaming to some extent.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, like any community, like these Discord community, like Jim and the We Champion One, or like the Lux Discord, where like people just go, and they post their stream, and they might have like a few friends that's going to watch, and then you have 5-6 viewers, so you're above that guy has like 2 or 3 viewers. So I feel like it definitely like gets you started somewhere. But I was surprised about YouTube, man, because like for about like honestly for about 3 years I was doing only Twitch, but I already had a name for myself before I started streaming. And as soon as I started streaming, I had like 50 viewers. Like the first stream I did, I had like 50 viewers.
That's impressive.
And then it just like kept growing from there. And like I'm like around maybe like between 120, keep it to 100. But at some point, like I felt like the viewership was like kind of like stuck. And I was like, okay, I'll start making YouTube content. But like in my head, Warcraft is like such a small game that doing a YouTube video, I was like, no one's gonna find my shit.
Dude,
no one's gonna
Warcraft
watch it. No one's
is
gonna
so
care.
alive on YouTube.
It is real life, man.
Bro.
Dude, have you seen that annoying Warcraft guy? He's got like millions of views on some videos. It's insane. He's doing like some funny strat. Like it's just nuts, man. And I started doing it on YouTube, and then I had people like following me. Like when I was offline, I was like, how do people find me offline? I was like, oh, my YouTube, like of course. And then people would like start like subbing and just like coming in my chat and be like, hey, yo, I found you out because of your Undead tutorial and everything. I started posting my videos on the Discords, and now I feel like it's such a great way to grow, man. I think YouTube is extremely underrated, and I feel like most of Warcraft streamers, man, they have no fucking idea what they're doing, man. They don't know how to grow. They just go live and they go on Twitch.
Warcraft 3 takes the YouTube seriously. I see it all the time.
Yeah, it's great, man. But I feel like honestly, I would like to see more Warcraft streamers do tutorials. Like Grubby does it, and it works really well. But you don't have to be Grubby. Like I feel like a guy like Todd. The Todd has so much potential, man. Like Todd, I think Todd doesn't realize like how much potential he has. And I'm going to literally tell him next time, man. Like you should do more like replay analysis and like tutorials on your stream. Like like some people have like such great knowledge, man. And people that watch like streamers, most of the time they play the game too. Like sometimes we have this perspective that they're just there to watch us play, but they care about the game. They want to get better. They want to get tips and tricks and everything. It would be nice to like. It would be nice to see like more people like just do tutorials, and I would watch it. That if like a pro player from Europe or like was doing a tutorial, I can learn something. I'll watch it.
Yeah.
Like even though I'm not like a beginner or anything, so it would be nice. I feel like a lot of streamers like don't really like they do care, but like they just lost, and I don't think they're lazy. I think they just don't know like how like what to do. They think that no one's gonna care because at first you don't get like 100 and 1,000 viewers on YouTube, right? You start with like 5-10 viewers, but then you get a like and second like, and it just keeps growing from there. So I don't know, just because people are just lazy and they don't care, or they just have no clue about like how growth works. And sometimes they can still be like Side, for example. He's got so many viewers, and I feel like he doesn't like even put efforts. Like he doesn't even try, and he still posts crazy views. If he tried more, man, it'd be maybe like twice as big if he tried to like make more tutorials and shit like that on YouTube. But maybe
Grubby's huge on
I'm
YouTube.
it, but who's that?
Grubby's huge on YouTube.
It's absolutely massive. Yeah,
definitely plays into the Twitch.
It definitely helps a lot. And then like people come back to the game and then they go on and the first thing they do is, man, I haven't played this game in 10 years. They go to YouTube, they type Warcraft 2 tutorial, and
exactly.
then what pops did? Grubby. Oh, Grubby, dude, I used to watch Grubby 10 years ago, man. He was my idol when I was a kid. And then they just like clicked on the video, right? So that's just how it works, man. That's why Grubby is a million steps in front of everybody. He's a million steps like just above everybody when it comes to like content, like knowing how to like social media, and like he's got like 5-6 different social media where he posts like every day, Instagram and everything. So like good thumbnails, good titles, good gameplay, articulated, all that.
Todd
like,
could
all that
do it. Todd could unseat him.
Todd could absolutely do it, and I think a lot of people could do it too. I think Hitman, if Hitman puts a minimum of effort,
he needs a camera though.
Just a microphone and try to talk a little bit. Yeah. Like this guy has like the same viewership as me, and he doesn't even like.
He just
got
plays
some
the game.
loud as fuck music. He's got, but at the same time, I feel like maybe people like to watch that sometimes too, because like people go and look for like different types of streamers, right? Some people want to see the bad manner, emotional guy. Some people would just want to chill and like just watch him gameplay. Like you don't care about you talking or anything, So it's like different all the time. So maybe, but I still feel like having a mic just wouldn't hurt, man. But yeah, so many streamers, man, they don't know how much potential they have, and it kind of hurts to see, man.
I do customs, but I started the YouTube 6 months ago, and I can say without a doubt, there are so many fucking people on YouTube searching for Warcraft 3. Way more than there are playing it. Way more than there are watching on Twitch. Because, like, not even just Warcraft 3 Reforged. People are just like, man, I used to play Warcraft 3 like 5 years ago. I miss that game. And I bet that happens like fucking thousands of times a day. And there's like all these YouTubers that are like, even I'm pretty sure Grubby I think is bigger than you'd think on YouTube. But I mean, you'd think he's pretty big, so.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's got like 60,000 sub or something, so it's pretty.
At least.
It's pretty good, man. But like, there's also like I said, like that guy. What's he called? Like Annoying Warcraft. Like that guy has so many views. It's insane. Like it's crazy. Like how many views that guy pulls. And, like he's not doing anything special. He's not like any like crazy editing or anything. All he does is a good thumbnail, and he does stuff like tower rushing, 10 insane computer, right? And it works, man. I mean, it's great. It's great to see, man. It shows that honestly, it gives like hope and faith that. Like you can just do content like that, and it just like gets you like views on YouTube. But you do for Warcraft, man. Like I feel like people in Warcraft are just like so, like they're just like years behind, man. Like people in League of Legends they've been doing like people are just like they have like an old mentality and they just don't realize that YouTube is a great place to grow on.
Here's a suggestion for anyone who's way better at Warcraft than I am. I was gonna do it as a meme. I swear, if somebody just makes a 15-minute video, like somebody who knows their shit, reviewing patch notes, like, I feel like everyone would watch that. Like, if, I don't know, whoever, Hitman, like, if they just, like, every patch, they just sat down and talked about the patch for 15 minutes, like, really low quality effort, just like, oh, I think this will do this, I think this will do that. I think it'd be pretty huge, because nobody does that, I don't think, or, like, nobody who knows their shit. Like they talk about it on Twitch, but they don't throw it on YouTube.
Yeah, it's exactly what I did. Like honestly, I did like some patch review on my stream, and I felt like people didn't care. But I guess that's because they probably watched Grubby do the same thing, the same night on stream, so they already know everything. And then one night I decided to do a patch review off stream just to post on YouTube. And I was like, you know what? I'll just try it. I'll just post on YouTube, and like in my head, it was gonna be the lowest views video, and it turned out to be the most viewed video of the last 15 I posted.
Exactly.
Like it's 4 or 5 times more viewers, So it was quite surprising. So I'm just gonna do another one with the next patch. And I feel like people they want to see that just like listen. I guess like form an opinion for themselves too, because sometimes they don't know if they like the patch or not. So like by having like someone that they look up to or someone that knows like what they're talking about, maybe they like try to just like form an opinion for themselves better and try to understand, like the changes more and and everything.
All right, this is the perfect segue. So Warcraft 3. All right, I'm gonna start off with some questions that are like when did you start? Like what got you what got you into ladder like that? Like what was the drive? And what was your favorite race like in the beginning?
When I started playing, I was 11-year-old. All my friends were playing Warcraft. So I think I bought Warcraft to fit in with my group of friends. And I was playing Edge of Empire before that. And my friends kept telling me that Warcraft was like a better Edge of Empire. And it was like heroes and everything. So I started playing that, and there was always like a bit of like competition, with my group of friends, and everything we did. Whether it was like just playing sports or just being good at a video game. And I think a group of friends, who were very competitive, kind of like pushed me to be competitive. They pushed me to try to be the best player in my group of friends, and that was a big motivation, man. Like there was like four friends, and there's like the weakest player, and there's like up to the strongest, and then after like a few months, I was already beating the weakest player of the group, who has been playing for like 2 years. So I was like, man, it's not bad. Like in a few months, I can already catch up to the guy who's been playing for like a year or two. And then from there, I eventually just ended up like beating the best player of the group. So I think the competition drive just came from like friends, making fun of each other, like, dude, I destroyed you last time on ladder that easy, with Undead, whatever. So I think, and honestly, when it comes to best rate, man, at first I love Orc, man. At first, I fucking love playing Orc when I first started.
Good
But
man.
eventually, I
Good choice.
transitioned. Yeah, I knew you like that, but
Human was my
transition to,
favorite
like,
when I started.
Human.
Somehow.
I found Human to be a bit too complicated at first. But I just like Orc because of like the Farseer and the Bloodlust, because I was playing Reign of Chaos, right? So it went from Orc, and then I kind of like transitioned into Night Elf and Undead. Was Night Elf for a long time, and then maybe in the last 6 years it's been like Undead strictly. I switch Orc once in a while, but it's mostly just for fun.
Yeah, I honestly only play Orc because of my name. Like, I made my name so long ago, and it's been my name, and I don't even know why I did it. It just was like, oh, BladeMasterRUSH, haha. And I don't even like Orc that much. And then when I was getting into ladder, I was just like, fuck, bro. I need to play BladeMaster, because people are going to come to my stream for the BladeMasterRUSH.
Yeah, remember you told me that. You're like,
but I love it.
BladeMaster, man. I mean, yeah, I do. I mean, BladeMaster is an amazing hero, man. It's just really hard to play properly.
Dude,
but
it's hard, man.
It's just a badass hero too, man. He's got like he's like ball, he's jacked, he's got like the sword, he's like really quick, he does a lot of damage. It's a badass hero, man. Honestly, man, I'm telling you, like if you just focus playing on that hero, like on the long run, man, it's gonna pay off, man. More than just playing Farseer.
Yeah, I
like
can tell.
Like most Orc players do nowadays, yeah. So
what do you think about the state of the competitive scene?
I think
a tough question, I know.
I think the NA scene, is not. I think NA scene is quite interesting recently. There's like more tournaments, and there's like pretty decent amount of money in the tournament, so like it really motivates you to like try to do a little bit better. It's definitely better than years ago. I think in Europe, it's very, very healthy. There's like a big pool of players that are like extremely good at the game. Same for Asia has always been strong, even when Warcraft was like in a deep dark hole, like 3-4 years ago before Reforged was even a thing. The game was pretty much dead after StarCraft 2. So I think it's pretty good. Like a lot of tournaments, and people, like, I can feel like the competitiveness and the NA scene. Even though I feel like it's more like the top 5 was like really trying hard to be the best, it feels like the other, like under the top 5, they're a little bit trying, but not that much.
Yeah.
Or at least they haven't like really kept up with the rest. But honestly, like the top, especially top 2, like Crunch and Hitman, and I know that they really care, and they definitely try to do as best as they can in every tournament. But I think the top 15, top 20 has been pushing a little bit, and I think in a few months from now, I can see new names. I can honestly like see new names coming into the scene, and maybe eventually do some damage and dethrone like the top 7, top 8. So I think any scene is honestly going in the right direction right now.
Who are your hopefuls to defeat Hitman?
What's my hopeful?
Yeah, like who could do it maybe in years?
Like
the people you just mentioned.
Yeah. Honestly, You mean like in the upcoming guys, or like in the top and just anybody?
Upcoming guys, like is there
Oh,
anybody
upcoming guys.
rising?
Oh man.
The pressure is gonna be on for the name drop.
Man, I don't know. For the name, I don't know. I think it's at there's actually this guy called Poke26. He's been playing quite a bit. I feel like like I've played with my offers and ladder, and it's been giving me some trouble. I'm playing offers. I'm not trying too much, but man, I can tell he has a lot of skills, and I think his confidence is building, and it does seem like he cares, and he actually learns how to play the meta, which he's not really trying to like any weird shit. He just sticks to what is good, and I think he's trying to make it really good. So I think Poke26, I think, has really good potential. They're trying to get man. I guess we'll have to wait for that, but I think as far as like upcoming players, I definitely feel like Poke26 is a good contestant. Apart from that, you have Arc. I think Arc is pretty good. I think he has a little bit bad. Maybe he has like bad mental in tournaments, but I think every tournament he does a little bit better, and it's small improvement every single time. And I think on the long run, man, if he keeps grinding like he does, because I know he puts a lot of effort and he cares, I think Arc has definitely good chances to eventually maybe be a top 3, top 4. But Hitman is just so much like steps ahead, man.
I've heard he's just a baller at every race.
He's good with every races, but like the kid plays like 15, 16 hours a day. He does like 24 hours grind sometimes, man. So it's pretty crazy, man. It's really hard. It's hard to keep up with a guy like that. It's just really fucking hard, man. But he puts the hours in, and he's the best player, man. He deserves it. Like he didn't like he earned it. He didn't steal it, man. He just earned it. So I'm happy for the kid, but I definitely hope he's gonna have more trouble in the future, man. I guess like more competition.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think Warcraft 3 Gym. I feel like Warcraft 3 Gym is doing an amazing job of and I'm gonna say Dust Gaming too, of just like kind of making. The thing is, I don't know what the competitive scene was like 2 years ago, 3 years ago, because I'm not even really in it. But it seems like they're doing a really good job of like bringing people into the competitive scene and like giving people reasons to like kind of train.
Yeah, I think Dust League is definitely a good tournament, But I think Dust League is a little bit harder to get into if you're not like a very experienced player. Because Dust League only pays, I think Dust League pays out like top 8 of the basically there's like qualifiers, and there's like a top 16 of like 4 groups of 4 players, and then you advance to like top 2 of each group goes to the playoff. So you have 8 players total, and the top 8 gets money, right? But the thing is that top 8 is still like miles ahead, like a lot of people in NA. So I feel like it's still intimidating. It makes people don't want to play with reason, because they're gonna get fucked. While I think Washed Up League has really understood, Washed Up League is honestly right now the best tournament, and the entire war. It's bigger than like any Asian tournaments or anything. Really? Think about it. There's literally 100 people who signed up.
I'm in
There's
Washed Up
like
League.
I think there's 8 or 12 different division of like players that are bronze, silver, gold, you name it.
Yeah.
Every single level. So what it does is that it pushes people that are in the lower ranks to practice or something, because they want to be the best of their group and prove that they can improve, and maybe eventually next season get to that a 7th division, 8th division, and eventually you work your way from there. Maybe eventually one day you'll be like in a 2nd or 1st division. You know what I mean? So I think, and then the thing is that you get reward too. You win some money at dinner city, you get make $20-25. You have a week. You have an entire week to schedule your matches. You don't have to show up on a specific day. So I feel like there's like a lot of like freedom and that league, and that it's good for everybody. And honestly, I think Washed Up League is just gonna keep growing from now. If Soul Glider and Susarman and Sheer, who are literally making and taking care of the league, if they keep taking care of it and put effort into it, I feel like it's just going to get bigger. And I hope it grows bigger. And you can tell people definitely care. So I think it's definitely a lot of work for them, but I think it's just really great, man, as a whole for the stream. Yeah. For the any scene. The Warcraft in general, man, it's just the biggest league right now. It is literally the biggest league.
I didn't know that. Yeah, Soul Glider's a really cool guy. I can tell the whole Washed Up League operation is just, it feels wholesome.
Hey, man. Yeah, you can tell like he's like very passionate about the game. You know, he cares about people of like every background, every skill level. And I feel like Wash Up League is definitely like the I'll just say like I feel like and the NAC, I think the Warcraft scene as a whole is what has been missing for like such a long time is leagues that take care of people of like every skill level because there's been like so much more focus on
Yeah.
the top players that you know all the smaller players all they have to do is like watch and they don't really get to taste what competitive it really is because the game has been hot for so long and it's people that just literally play this game every day for years, so it's just like impossible to keep up for the newcomers or people that just get back to the game. So by having like those smaller leagues you just give like bit of opportunity for like smaller players to like taste competitive and like at the end of the season be like, you know what, dude, I came out on top of my group and I made some money from playing Warcraft and I never thought I would even make a penny playing this game, you know. So I think it's just really fun for people, and I think people, you know, they just look up for it. And if on some day you cannot play the game, it's okay because you can just schedule whenever you want. So let's say you work 6 hours a week, if you can find a little time on Sunday to play a little match for an hour or two. So it's just perfect, man.
Yeah, as someone who is a newcomer, I found Wash Up League, you know, in the week that I've been doing, even I mean, just to sign up really, and Gym Newbie League to just be like, because I wasn't probably if GNL didn't happen, I probably wouldn't have played ladder at all. Because there's no like, it's just everyone's so good. Like, what am I like? It's so intimidating and like kind of
Exactly
discouraging.
like what are you going to do? You're going to play ladder on stream. You're gonna get your ass kicked. It won't
Yeah,
be fun. You'll be sad because you lose. Like now you have like the Wash Up League. It's like now you have people watching you against people of your own level, and then you can beat them. You know, even if you lose to someone, you can still like work on your game, and that guy is not too far away from your skill level, so you can still like eventually beat them. It gives you content for your stream because you're playing a league match. It's exciting. It's there's like you can feel the heat in the air. You practice for it. It gives you a reason to play a game. Like I said, it's just like so good on every single level. Like as far as like just like streamers or players or from a view perspective, it's just so yeah. Like you're saying, you know, if it motivates you to play a game, you know, it's a win. It's a win for everybody, man. We get more people to play ladder, and there's nobody losing in that. Honestly, nobody.
do you have any hope for Blizzard's official ladder? Are we resigning
Uh,
to patter for the rest of eternity?
I do have hopes. The reason why I have hopes is recently it feels like Blizzard has been like having their shit together a little bit more, and you know they're doing like more active patches, and they listen a lot to the feedback of the community as far as like balance changes go, and they're like very careful with what they're changing. So I like that. I feel like I'm not sure if they change their staff or something, but it definitely feels like there's some healthy changes going on right now in the Blizzard Warcraft department. And seeing that definitely gives me hope that we're gonna have a ladder by the end of the year. I've seen a screenshot. It looks really good actually. Is the system gonna be as good? There's probably gonna be some issues at first. But I do believe that we're going to have it. And I feel like when the ladder comes out, I think it's going to like maybe strike another like newcomer, like people that are just going to like, oh,
Totally agree. Yeah.
there's finally a ladder now. We can play like I think like the people that really wanted to play the game are gonna come back and they're gonna play. They'll be finally able to play competitive with like their friends and 4v4 and have like some wins and some losses on their account. So
I'm a huge
I have hope.
believer.
I do have hope. I'm a huge believer as well, man.
I think ladder will save the game because I just think that like the game can only really be played properly on War 3 Champions, like in a way where it's like, you know, you're consistently playing against people who are of a similar skill level, and it's kind of hard to find out about War 3 Champions. Like you have to either watch Twitch, really want to know, or like you're just gonna like play two games on you know on the regular ladder and be like fuck this and then like
Yeah,
not come back to the game.
I'll tell you what, man. Like, I've actually played some game on a standard ladder, and I was meeting some players that were actually not really like they were actually not bad, man. They're actually like good, like decent players. And I would ask them like, why don't you play to be champion? And some people don't even know about it. Some people just don't know
Exactly.
about it. Like, some people are just like in their own bubble. Like they don't go on Reddit, they don't go on like Twitch or watch stream. They're just like
I think
felt
it's
like
a huge
people.
Twitch thing, War 3 Champions.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you know, like there's not a single like streamers out there that plays ladder that doesn't play WWE champion. Because if you don't play WWE champion, nobody's gonna watch you. Nobody cares about standard ladder, at least on Twitch. But standard ladder is like definitely like a player base there. And I think some people just don't want to play competitive and they just want to like maybe they feel better about themselves because they play on a standard ladder. They know that they're gonna win most of their games, and every champion can be quite. It can quite hurt your ego to some degree. It definitely hurts your ego a little bit, man, because you think you're really good, and then you don't want to be a champion. You're like, oh, I'm just like a gold player. I thought I would be a master, a grandmaster, you know. So maybe some
Yeah.
players like it makes you realize that you're probably not as good as you thought you were, and I mean, just ladder anxiety in a way. You know, standard ladder in a way. There's like, I mean, there's stats if you go to like the WT Booster website, but officially there's like no stats, right? On the Blizzard. Like you cannot profile yourself and get a reality check and be like, fuck, I'm only a 40% win rate. Like, fuck that, you know? It's just like you play, you lose, and like, oh, no one's gonna know, you know, what my stats are. And it's like MMR based system. So like all you care about is like your MMR. Pretty much you don't really care about your stats. So I feel like for people that have like ladder anxiety, it's definitely better for that, but generally, like for the game, I don't think it's good, man. People want competitive most of the time.
Yeah. And I think it's just a really you know, I mean, it's probably my biggest gripe with Reforged. Everything, you know, you can complain about a lot, but I'm just like, how do you not have a ladder, dude? That's how you keep the fucking game alive. It's like people coming back.
I mean, I'm not sure what the game would be if we didn't have the WG champion. Man. Like, I just cannot picture I literally cannot picture myself playing standard ladder like every single time. I think I would just play on Netties on the Chinese client. That's what I would do. But man, that'd be depressive, man. High ping, no chat room, just like no sense of community at all. You know, no friends or anything. So I feel like I just don't know what would happen, man. I think there would. I still think that there would be someone out there doing something to make it like more bearable. Because ultimately, you know, like I stream Warcraft, right? So like just switching to another game would be definitely harder for me. Because like, but I still, yeah, honestly, I think if we didn't have like Pad and all the devs working over there, man, that'd be, oh man, that would be painful, man. I think only the custom game community would like stay alive. I think I think you guys are the only guys that would just like stay there because it wouldn't like really affect you guys. You can still like
Bro,
the custom game.
People have dipped, man.
Yeah.
I mean, people are around, but there's no War 3 champions in the custom scene, like saving everyone. Well, I'll just put it like that. Like a lot of map makers have quit, and it's just the stragglers. But yeah, I remember like your streams after Reforged dropped, and I think very quickly, like within 4 streams, you were like, all right, I can't play standard ladder. Like, fuck this, we're going back to Netties or something. Like, you were over it so quickly.
Yeah, I mean, it was fun at first, you know, like I was playing with OC, but like me and OC, like we would actually just play together and we'd just smash every single team. We'd just like rush level 1 and beat everybody. And we thought that, you know, at some point we would like meet better players, but like it was just the same thing all over. And maybe once every 100 game, we'd get some people that would be like actually decent and would just like still beat them. And maybe once every 200 game, we'd like actually lose a game because we'd actually get some people that we know. But at first it was fun, and you know, like we had a lot of viewers. We had like 400, 500 viewers every stream, so it was exciting. You know, we never had those numbers before, and people were like just fascinated about like how we would win all the time. But to reach a point where like people want to see you struggle, man. They want to see you like work hard for that win. They want to see you lose a little bit. They want to see you like be at the bottom and maybe try to get yourself back up. You know, just what it is. People don't like seeing you win all the time. That it sounds mean, but like that's just what it is. People want to see you lose games, and it's not because they hate you. It's just because it's just more entertaining to see you like actually like learn from what you're doing and try to come back from that and struggling, man. If you're always winning, I feel like it's just not as entertaining sometimes.
I mean, even the best people who are always winning are still struggling too, because they're still always winning, just at like they're just the best players. But it's not like those games come easy. It's not like they win in 5 minutes every game, because like
yeah, exactly. Listen, you know, like, if you have a very high skill level and every game you play is really hard, but you end up winning, I think it's definitely satisfying. People love to watch it. But if people just see you rushing someone, at first, if they're newcomers, they'll be like, "Oh my god, this guy's winning everybody." But at some point, like the viewers are not idiot. Like they realize, like, it seems like this guy's a bit too strong for the people he's playing against. You know, like it's still like a bit really good playing or something. So like I think eventually you just get holes. Like it just gets whole like really quick as a viewer. And that was the case with Reforge.
Yeah, for sure.
With Center Ladder.
What do you think about like the last? I mean, I feel like you touched on how like it's dope that the devs have been kind of integrating community advice and all that. What do you think about the last couple patches in terms of the meta?
Uh, I think the Crippled meta was kind of like I said, I think the Crippled meta kind of like hurt the game a little bit because it was definitely too strong. They took some time to like balance it. Right now there's like a new patch recently. I'm not too sure if like Undead kind of got my style got nerfed to the ground a little bit in the last patch with the relative currency nerf. Um, I have a feeling, I don't want to be negative. I feel like this patch I might not love the game as much. I'll still play it and try to like maybe find a different style, but I think I think generally speaking the patches have been pretty decent, except for like the Crypt Lord who got like overbuff at some point. Uh, I definitely think that the upcoming patches will be a lot better, but yeah, I think it could definitely be. I mean, it could always be better, right? Like we're always gonna find something that he could fix or they could make better or nerf or whatever. But a bit skeptical about this patch, but it's too early to talk. You know, there's going to be the Wii Champion tournament tomorrow, and I have a feeling that I'm not gonna do as good because I'm always like very slow at learning the new patch, and the fact that we have a tournament 2 days after the new patch, I feel will affect my playstyle more than let's say people who play human or orc. So I feel like Undead players are the one like, and live players are the one right now who might struggle a bit more adapting to the new patch. While human players can just do the same thing, but it's getting even stronger. And orcs is pretty much the same thing too. But Undead will have to make like a lot of adjustments, and those adjustments, definitely take time. So we'll see. But I'm a little bit skeptical.
What about the patch? Like, can you talk about those adjustments? Just because I'm curious.
Yeah. So basically, like the item on the DK, like the one necromancy, where you have skeletons. So you have like a big cooldown. So it makes your creeping a little bit slower. You take more damage from the creeps. It makes it like harder to play against human because now they have more HP on the peasant, so they're harder to kill, they're harder to harass. The rifles have been buffed, so like no human has like a bit more variety in their gameplay. We can play like rifles more against undead. Crippler got changed a little bit, but it's still like pretty strong, I'd say. So I feel like those changes would kind of like affect me a little bit. It's kind of like bothers me. Like the road of necromancy nerf, where you cannot have like as many skeleton as early, and like I said, just going to hurt your creeping. So I think the human buff are okay, but I think the undead nerf might just be hard to deal with at first. That's my number one worry right now.
Gotcha. So yeah, it looks like Death Knight's Unholy Aura was nerfed, which is pretty rough.
That doesn't really affect me too much. It's
Oh,
more
no?
about. I mean, it does suck. Don't get me wrong, but it's like 2.5. It's like 2.5% there, so I don't really care about that. The speed, will still be pretty good on the DK. It's all about the skeleton, honestly.
Yeah.
For me, yeah, it might not seem like it's going like honestly. If you read the patch, you're probably like, yeah, it's just 4 seconds, but like honestly, if
It adds up for the Rod of Necromancy because you can just spam that.
Yeah, exactly. But like now you can spam it as much, so because like, you're just slower in everything you do. And the peasant being buff just makes it harder to kill them early. And as on that, you like rely a lot on harassing, like human expo early because they get a free expansion. So it feels like now you're almost gonna have to like almost expo every single time now as Undead and play Crypt Lord, which I don't really play.
Yeah.
So I'm more like an aggressive player with DK. So I mean, it's up to me, man. It's I think what makes a great player, man, is that it can adapt to patches and changes. So if I want to be competitive, and I'm gonna have to take a step back to take 2 steps forward, and that's kind of what you have to do when you want to play at a high level. You're gonna have to practice the Crypt Lord a bit more and definitely lose some games against people that I would have beaten if I played standard before. But on the long run, the strategy will probably be better. Once again, like I don't know if it's gonna be better or not. I'm just like trying to predict what's gonna happen. But I'm going to have to 2 step back, maybe even 3 steps back, and maybe try to make even more steps forward after that. So yeah, it'll be interesting. But I'm definitely gonna have to put the work in for sure.
Would you ever consider like swapping main race, or is it undead to death?
So I've been. It's a good question because like I have phase. It feels like once a year and a half, I have like a phase where I like to play orc a lot, and I end up playing orcs in tournament. And recently, I've been playing orc in ladder. It's more for fun though. I'm not. I'm kind of considering potentially maybe playing orc if Undead searching the bed, or I just don't like the playstyle because I'm not going to force myself to play something I don't like. At the end of the day, I don't rely on tournaments winnings for my like just to make a living. I'm a streamer. If I play a game that I don't enjoy, I'm not fun to watch. Nobody likes that. I become boring. I have no passion. I don't want to play a game. So I'm gonna play something that I like, and I know that I definitely have the skill to like become a good org if I want to. It's gonna definitely take me some time to reach a decent level with it, but I'm definitely considering it, but it's a bit too early to say if I will. So I'll get because I give the patch a try, but if I hate Undead as it is, then I think I'll just play Orc, man.
Nice. A conversion.
Yeah, absolute conversion, man. But Orc has been pretty fun lately. I'm not gonna lie, man. I've been enjoying it a lot. Still losing some games here and there, but I think if I actually try to become good at it, I think it's doable.
Yeah, I enjoy orc. There's something about it which makes it feel very I don't know, man, like the casters or something.
Yeah, I mean,
it feels like when you're being skillful, like when you're I don't know, I guess it feels the same for every race, but Night Elf, bro, just spam archers forehead.
Yeah, just make archers, man. Right clicking race, yeah. But yeah, I think like for me, man, it's all about orc and undead when it comes to like pleasure. Honestly, for me, human is the absolute most boring race to play in the game. I think elf can be okay sometimes, but I had a phase while I played night elf like a week and I was enjoying it. But on the long run, I kind of miss my Cold Nova and my ghoul surrounding and my Farseer and my Wyvern. So yeah, on the long run, Underdog just wins it all for me when it comes to having fun. But that's what makes Warcraft great, because you have like 4 races where they all have like different play styles, and you can really find your niche eventually. For me, human is undoable, but someone who plays human might just think Undead is boring as fuck, and I would totally get it, But that's what makes it so great. That's what makes it a deep game because not everything is the same, Same with StarCraft 2.
Okay, so like so Insup has videos on YouTube. So if you want to learn how to play Undead, you should check those out. I'm gonna link them. Do you have any
man.
like
yeah, go ahead.
Undead tips or anything, or like any like highlights?
Yeah, I mean, as you said, on YouTube, on youtube.com/iNSUPERABLEW3, I make like tutorials on creeping routes and tricks and tips and whatnot. Overall, on my Twitch as well, if people want to ask me a question, they can. When it comes to Undead tips, it's very general. I think I think it's kind of hard to just say like a random tip like that. I think eventually, you definitely need to put the practice in and try to find the playstyle that fits you. Because Undead, I feel like, is ultimately 2 playstyles. Either you play expansion play or you play one base. And I feel like when you trying to get good at the game, I feel like it's good to focus on one specific style rather than try to play everything. So if you can be really good at one thing, it can be good. Eventually, as you grow as a player, you can maybe try to be able to have more variety to your gameplay and try to be more versatile. So I think the main key would be to try different shit. Try to play Crypt Lord. If you don't like Crypt Lord expansion, give it a shot. And then if you don't like it, you can try to play maybe like Happy with the Fast Dead Knight, the Fiend, and the aggressive play, and the very, very good micro. So I'd say, try to find your niche. Play a lot of solo games. If you're not very good, just play team games. I feel like it definitely builds your confidence to not lose every single game when you're playing solo. So team games, you're gonna win some games, and you can rely on partners a little bit if you're not playing good. So all of that, I think, watch some replays, watch some streamers. Don't be afraid to ask question to your favorite streamer or anybody. I feel like most streamers out there are pretty nice, and they're going to definitely help you if you're being nice and just ask a question. So yeah, just ask questions and try to find your play style. Watch replays. Don't be afraid to watch your own replay and try to just study the game and see what you did wrong and what you could improve in the game, because it's just a core to improvement, man. Just studying the game.
I have a specific question. So usually, I think standard you go Death Knight, Lich. For the third
Yeah.
hero, when do you or like if there is even a generally like usually people do Pit Lord or Dark Ranger with like a bias towards Pit Lord. Or I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
Well, I would say it's biased towards Pit Lord. I'd say against human, it's definitely towards the Pit Lord because the Pit Lord has like the Ring of Fire. So what that does is you have Nova, that's like an AoE damage as well, and you have the Ring of Fire, right? So what that does is you can push human expansion and kill all the peasant at your expo when they're trying to repair towers and they're trying to like be defensive. So this is why we use that. It's also a very tanky hero. Like Pit Lord's just a good hero generally. And then the matchups, that's like against Orc, you sometimes play Pit Lord as well. You can play Dark Ranger because Dark Ranger, you have the Black Arrow. You can kill the Headhunters, which are easy to kill. So you get a lot of skeleton because every kill is a skeleton, right? So you sack a lot of them. And then against Night Elf, the Naga is really good because you can like kite and you can slow the hero with your Ice Arrow. So like you slow the hero and your back camp as well. Like it's really good. It's just the perfect kiting combo. So it's more, like I think it's nice that we have like a lot of variety as far as like 30 row goes. Against Elf, it's often like it's almost always Naga.
It's got to be the best Terran hero.
The Naga, yeah. I don't know. I really like the Naga. Honestly, it's probably I think it's my second favorite hero after the Dark Ranger. But it's definitely fun. She's very squishy, but she does a lot of damage and she slows people, so it's cool. She locks skills.
She's used by every race, I think, in some strategy. Like
yeah, I mean, apart from Orc, yeah, I mean, you're right. Night Elf, they play the Mountain Naga. They play as Undead, you play it as well. As human, you can play as a second hero. So yeah, she's generally like pretty good for everything, I'd say.
Word. Do you have any like greatest influences or something, or like pros that you learned a lot from, like even when you were good, even now?
So I'd say like in my in the middle of my Warcraft journey, or even in the early days, I really loved it. There's this guy called Fav. He's like an old Korean Undead player. So like this guy was like always playing ghouls and doing a bunch of surrounds. And that was like fascinating to like watch this guy go at it because it was so different from other people and it was like so good at what he was doing. So I think I'd say like Fav was like a great inspiration for me. I would watch him play and I was like, I want to play like that. And eventually definitely like made me the player that I am today, like the style I play. Even though recently I haven't been playing ghouls too much, but that guy definitely made me like want to stick to Undead because I was always like switching in between races. Like, I played Elf, I played Orc, I played Undead. It was always like Undead Orc, Undead Orc. So I think I'd say like 5 was definitely a great inspiration. As far as like, do you mean like only Warcraft like influencers or like it's
I mean,
streamers
whatever
or
too.
whatever? Like
Yeah.
whatever. Oh man, when it comes to streaming, man, I really love XQC. Like XQC, I can relate so much because I'm from the same city as them. We have the same accent. We kind of have the same like my style.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of obvious that my style of streaming is definitely inspired from XQC. But like when it comes to accent, we're from the same place, but I can't fake the accent or anything. So XQC man is definitely a big influencer for me, man. I just can't relate so much. We're the same age and we both want to do the same thing and he's just successful at what he does. I think Ninja, when I saw him do his like his streaming room on YouTube, that was so fascinating, man. I like the fact that like this guy definitely pushed streaming to the next level. So when it comes to like outside of Warcraft, those are definitely people that I look up to, and whenever I want to get motivated, I just go on YouTube and I watch like those streaming house videos and like esports team and everything. It's great motivation. But
I gotta send you a picture of my setup. You might get motivated by that.
Oh yeah,
I got a hat
nice.
one of the crazier ones.
Nice, man. I started to have a decent one myself too, but yeah, I mean, I'd love to see your setup, man. Like with all the lights and everything. As far as like Warcraft 2 streamers, influencer, there's no really that really inspire. I mean, that influences me nowadays. I think Happy is definitely inspiring you because he's really good at the game, but I think eventually I can find my own niche, and I don't really try to copy anybody in a Warcraft scene. I kind of find like who I was and like what I want to do and what I like and like what my type of streaming is. So yeah, recently not really, but yeah, I guess like growing up, Fav and still nowadays like those big streamers, like I really look up to them and hopefully, one day I can maybe go from 150 viewers and 200 to maybe like 1,000, 2,000. But yeah, that'd definitely be a dream for sure.
If it makes you feel accomplished, I consider you the XQC of Warcraft 3. But I don't know if that does.
I mean, I would love it. I feel like sadly on the long run, I feel like if I want to grow a lot as a streamer, I'm going to have to do different stuff in Warcraft potentially.
Probably.
I think it's hard. I feel like it's really hard, to because like like you could say like, oh, but look at Grubby, he's got like 4,000 viewers. The thing is that Grubby, it's been built. It's different. He's been building his brand for like 20 years, and like he plays Heroes of the Storm, so like a lot of his people just watch him because it's Grubby, He's also been streaming for like 10 years, so I think it's not easy. It's not easy to like be a guy who's like not an old pro, who's been like building their brand even before streaming was a thing. Like because you look at those other streamers, like let's say you look at me and Side, like Side's gonna have maybe 250 viewers, 200, 150. I'm gonna have like 120 between 200. But it feels like it's hard to like get that cap to 400.
I mean, the community's only so big.
It's always like, except Happy, but Happy's the same thing as like Todd and Grubby, and he's been there like for a long time.
He's got the Russians though.
Fresh, yeah, she's a Russian. I mean, if you stream English, should have like 5 times the viewership. I mean, it's like a bit of a different story, but yeah, I think if you just play Warcraft, I think it's just really hard to grow. So, but I think Warcraft would definitely be my main streaming game for a while, but at some point, if there was like a new RTS to come out, like the one that was announced, I think that'd be a great opportunity to take it to the next level, or maybe play another game on the side as well. Try to do variety or play platform games, or maybe just see how it goes, man. You never know, man. I could just start playing Aurora games tomorrow, and
you gotta do just chatting, bro.
I mean, absolutely, man. I heard just chatting is really cool, man. Yeah, exactly. No, you're right.
Do it 30 minutes a day. You already do it.
I guess like mukbang, I just see people and just talk with people, and people will come in and
chat.
Watch, hey.
Bro.
Exactly, and then maybe some people will be like, "Hey, he plays Warcraft. I used to play that game 10 years ago." And then the guy starts watching you, and he starts playing the game again, and you, like, you never know. You're right. I mean, I think just chatting is definitely an amazing way to grow, man.
You got this is great. You got the Calvin Klein for it, bro. Can you talk about your fashion, like when you stream, like what? How did you decide to wear the Calvin Klein sweatshirt? What about the hat?
It's so comfortable. I just like it. It feels great on me. It's great fit. It's starting to get cold recently, so like I just had like some sort of warmth. The hat though is not really for fashion. The hat that's just like a meme on my stream. That just started like 2 years ago, I think. Like it was like January, man. It was cold as fuck, and then I had opened my window when I slept that night, just because I would get a cold breeze, and I woke up in the morning, it was really cold. So what I did is that even after I turned on the heat, it was still cold. So I was streaming, and I was like, fuck, it's cold, man. So I put my hat on. I was just streaming with like normal hair, I used to style my hair with like gels and everything. Every single stream, I try to look the best. And somehow I was like, man, it's cold. So I just put a hat on. Just like my normal, like everyday hat that I wear when I go outside. I put it on, and I became the hat guy. I mean, people loved it. People like starting to know me as like the hat guy, and they would ask me like, "Why do you wear a hat?" And now when I don't wear the hat, man, people get upset. They're like, "Hey, yeah, it's the same way. It's the same with you, too,
bro,
man."
Dude. People get offended, man.
People will get offended, man, because they don't feel comfortable, man. They used to watch you with the same clothes on and everything. So yeah, I mean, it's fine, man. It shows that people care, man. It shows that
that's how I feel.
They care, man. It's great. That's how I see it.
That's a good identity thing. You talked about. Oh, sorry, go.
Yeah, I think it's good. Yeah. I actually think it's good to have like something that like makes you unique in a way. Like BladeMaster. Oh, he's the suit guy. Oh, and Superbowl. Oh, he's the hat guy. Right? Like those other streamers are like, oh, this guy's like too generic. It's too boring. It's the same. I think it's good to have something that like it defines you. Even just like a piece of clothing or something. Like it makes your brand in a way, and it sounds dumb. Like some people are just going to like it, that you're just a little bit different, and you're trying to like stand out from the other like 50 people that are just streaming the game.
You talked about your like streaming goals. Do you want to hear my streaming life milestones?
Yeah, absolutely, man. Go for it. I love talking about that, man. It's inspiring. Go for it.
All right, when I get if I get like 1,000 viewers concurrently, like regularly, I mean, hopefully before this, but I'm gonna start wearing a tuxedo every stream. Like I'll drop like 50. I'll drop like 3K on a fucking tuxedo. And I'll
that's
upgrade,
amazing,
bro.
man. Of course, man. That's amazing, man. I mean, if you can afford it, you can do it, man. I think your suit looks great already, man. But if you can rock a tuxedo, then
I mean,
go for it, man. I think people will appreciate the effort. Of course, there's always going to be some people that'll be like, "Oh, like, what do you do that, man? You're trying too hard." But I think it's good, man. There's nothing wrong with trying.
We just got started, bro. At 5K, I'm gonna get a face tattoo, and then
really?
at like 20K or something, I'm gonna change my name to BladeMasterRUSH. I swear, I'm gonna do it.
I mean, it'd be amazing. I hope so, man. A face tattoo, though, man. Ooh, I don't know about. I mean, for me personally, that'd be.
I'm so stoked to get a face tattoo. I'm gonna have a face tattoo before I die.
Oh yeah. I mean, dude, if you like it, man.
It's gonna be right here.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a teardrop.
Like a little tree. I think
it's not gonna be a teardrop.
I think a teardrop is not that bad. No, it won't be a teardrop. I think it's not that bad, man. A teardrop.
It's gonna be this, but like small, like this.
Okay. Yeah.
I decided I first had the idea like 5 years ago, and I'm still super about it. But I need to get tattoos everywhere else, otherwise it's weird. You'd be like, "Oh, you only have a face tattoo?" Like, no, of course not. I have 50 other tattoos.
Yeah, man, it's a bit rough, you know. Especially if you try to go to your tattoo artist, he'll be like, "Are you sure, man? Like, you don't have any tattoos like before that?"
Oh
like,
yeah, I don't even think they'll let you.
I don't think so either, man. It's just like they're like just think you're crazy or something. They're like, man, this guy never has tattoo. You know, like eventually, like all my friends that have tattoos, like they all start with like a tattoo, and then they just get addicted, and they want more, and then they get their arm and their other arm, and then they just goes to the legs and the chest and everything.
Do you have any tattoos?
No, dude. I actually wanna have, dude. I don't have tattoos, but all my life I've been like thinking about getting one, and I've like legit been thinking a lot about lately about getting a tattoo. And I never really know what I would get, and I would always be afraid to like get a bad one and just regret it. So I think if I was gonna get a tattoo, you know, I'd just hire like one of the best artists in my city, man, and I would make sure to like review the portfolio like 1,000 times and make sure that we're on the same page. But man, I've been wanting to get this. Let me show you. I've been wanting to get this Sylvana tattoo. I was like, man, like, there's nothing more I'm going to relate in something Warcraft, but it just looks so cool, man.
One of my best friends got, when we went to Montreal, they got tattoos. I think they're good tattoo artists there.
Montreal's amazing tattoo artist, man. All my friends have tattoos, man. It's just looks so cool. I sent you a link in the Discord, man. Like I thought about getting like it would be like the sleeve or something, something like that. You know, it looks like that. So sort of like a Sylvana tattoo.
Try to bring it up in between.
Yeah. Like I think it looks cool, man. I could definitely see myself rocking that, and I could just relate so much because it's Warcraft, and like people always tell you like, oh, you need to do something that represents a lot for you when you make a tattoo, which I don't think is true because you can just appreciate the art.
I don't agree.
You can just appreciate the art. It's such like an old mentality, man. Like, oh, if you get a tattoo, dude, it has to be about like your family or something like that. But
almost all the tattoos I have, I decided like the day before, and I love them.
I mean, it's if you like it, you like it, man. You know, like at the end of the day, at the end of the day, man, you're the one rocking it, and that's all that matters, man.
I definitely want some Warcraft tattoos. I haven't thought about it yet, but definitely some hot Sylvanas, whatever. All right, we got it up now. Oh, it's huge. Would it be like on this arm?
I'd be like, maybe like on the forearm arm or something on the sleeve. Like, I think it looks really cool. Yeah, there you go. I could absolutely see myself having this like in the front over here. There.
That'd be expensive, bro. That'd be like at least 500. That'd be like probably 1,000. I don't know. If you wanted it for like nice, but it's worth it.
I mean, no, of course. I mean, on a tattoo, I would never go cheap on a tattoo, man. If I get a tattoo, I'll get something good that I'm going to look at every day. I'd be proud of it. Or rather than like get something cheap and be like, oh, I got a tattoo, and then like a few days later, you're like, oh, I don't really like it, and then you have to pay to like get it off, and it costs like as much as if you paid for an actual good tattoo. You know what I mean? So, what's the deal?
All right, I ran out of questions other than indie games and anime.
Anime man, indie games man.
Cause dude,
Bro,
I love your indie game streams, man. You are
man,
like
dude.
you are breaking the mold as far as Warcraft 3 streamers go, because nobody else does that besides Ark playing RuneScape, I think.
Oh man, so lately I've been playing Ori and the Will of the Wisp. I love platform games, man. I live for. I live for platform games, man. I play Ori Will of the Wisp right now. I play like only 2 hours, but man, it's so much fun. And it's the art of the game is. I've never seen anything like that for a platform game. Apart from that, last April I played Hollow Knight, and I got stuck into that game, and I played 60 hours in like a week on stream.
Yeah,
I
I
was in like
remember that.
16 hours stream. It was so much fun.
You had to
I
have
was
a
like,
Warcraft
I
command.
was I was hypnotized by that game, and I was just so much into it. There's always like something you can do, and for me, that was like so addictive. And I just cannot wait for a second Hollow Knight to come out. Hollow Knight Silk Song. So yeah, all platform games, I think I don't give them enough attention recently on my streams. I want to start playing like more different games. When it's like late at night on a Sunday and Monday when the viewership is like really non-existent. Like honestly, like by the way, like Sunday night and Monday night are legit the most dead time to stream. Like Sunday throughout the day, we talked about that earlier. Like it's super active. Like at nighttime, people like they're hangover, like they go to bed early. You're going to do it on Monday. So Monday night, even like sometimes Tuesday, I think are really dead times. So I think it's a good time just like chill, and whoever want to watch you watches you, and you don't care about the viewers. You just play for fun and for yourself, and you're not really trying to like get many viewers. It's just for fun. I think people like that too. Like people that watches you, they don't only like Warcraft, like they like other games too sometimes. So
Yeah,
it's nice to see like who sticks around too.
I think key to getting 1,000 viewers is making the stream about you, not in a way that's, I mean, because the more it is about Warcraft 3, the more, or like when you turn off Warcraft 3, the more people are not gonna watch.
Yeah,
So.
no, for sure. Yeah, for sure. Like you have to make sure that you're interested in what you're doing too. Like if you only like make it about the game, like you're saying, like I've seen people that have like so many viewers, but like they're just really good at the game and they don't even like interact with the chat. They're not even trying, and they also end up not having too many subs either. Like they don't like they have a lot of people watching, but don't have like supportive communities or anything.
Yeah,
So like
I
I feel like
noticed.
when you make it about yourself and you're relatable and you're funny and you act like you can be someone's friend, I think this is where like you take it to the next level. It's where you can grow a lot from. While if a guy plays, let's say, Apex Legend, and he's really good at the game, but a guy that has the personality of a potato, and he doesn't read the chat, he doesn't try to interact or anything, then after the Apex Legend hype dies, then they're going to fall in a deep dark pit of irrelevancy. You know what I mean? So I feel like it's great to try to be more interactive and do that. And when you reach a level such as like I'm gonna say XQC, but like, you can be a lot less of a big streamer than that. Like, Grubby, for example, you can play Warcraft. He's gonna have 3,000, 4,000 viewers. He's gonna play Heroes of the Storm. He's gonna have the same viewers. He's gonna play a freaking sponsored game. He's gonna have 1,000, 2,000 viewers, and the game will be quite boring, And people still watch it because they like Grubby. They like, or like you're just like, oh yes, they think it's funny or whatever, and everything starts from like just doing what he does, like just being more relatable and just being nice and just like explain what he's doing and everything. So I think that's the ultimate core of like becoming a good streamer. But yeah, it takes time to build that. Like you don't build a connection with the audience from the first. Yeah, I mean like you don't build like a connection with the audience from the first day. Like you have to like maybe reveal like more shit about yourself, and people are gonna watch you and they can like you can talk about like something that you happen in your life, whatever, and they can relate to it, rather than if you're just being quiet and you never talk and you're just in your own bubble, then people will be like, yeah, like that guy is just antisocial and like very introvert. But yeah, I mean it definitely takes time to build up that and just feel like comfortable on camera and being like that. Like I've only started like being really like that in the last 1.5 years, I'd say. Even before that, I would still like do drunk sim and shit, but feel like I was not trying to like extend more. Like, it was more like Warcraft related. I would just like sit down, play games. I'd get good viewers, but I didn't feel like I had much of a friend with my viewers. Right now, I feel like I'm just friend with everybody. Like I don't consider people watching me like my fans or my viewers. I'm like they're my friends. You know, like they have a beer with me. Like I take a shot. People in the chat take a shot with me. Or just like dumb shit like that. You know, so it's nice.
Yeah.
Highly recommend for anybody, honestly. Be relatable.
Yeah, that's great advice. I'm gonna ask an incendiary question. Well, potentially, just because it was funny yesterday. Do you think? Can you rate Todd's interactions with chat? Do you think he bans too many people? Is Todd good with chat?
It's not good with this chat.
You don't
honestly,
have to
frankly
answer. You can
frankly
read the
speaking, no. I don't think he is. I mean, listen, man, I love Todd. He's my friend, but I think I think he knows it himself too. Like we talk about it, but I think listen, like the thing is that it's his stream. He does what he wants with it. I can have an opinion on it. Ultimately, I'm not going to tell him how to manage his chat. You know, if something that he doesn't like, he wants to get rid of it. It's fine. Like I'm not here to tell him how to run his streams. Could he definitely be less offended for sure, man? But like at the end of the day, like I said, it's not. It doesn't really concern me, man. But yeah, I think he could definitely do better, man, for sure. If I'm being honest, yeah, it could be a bit better. But you know what? I said that, man. You know, like I think what makes Todd, a great streamer and people watch him is that he doesn't give a fuck, and he's not scared of like just getting rid of people that or he doesn't listen to people's opinion when they don't like it. And I think that sort of like edginess from him is very refreshing, and it's quite unique in its own way, and there's also an audience for it. So who's really losing in the end? Not him.
Yeah, I think to his credit, well, I mean, understandably, I think people are like, "Oh, Todd, like you banned me, like what the fuck, whatever." But it is kind of hard being up there sometimes, especially he has so many more people than I do say, and people come to my chat and say shit. I'm like, oh, bro, like.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, like the guy, like he's always like being compared to Grubby, because they play the same game for so many years and they were rivals. So every time he loses to Grubby, people come in his chat and try to like trigger him or something. So obviously, it's not like always like really fun to deal with. And once in a while, there's always something you're gonna read in the chat that's going to like kind of like affect you for a little bit. And I definitely feel like Todd, for a long time he was like people were making fun of his nose when he was like growing up. People kept saying he had a big nose. So I think Todd, he got like make fun of like a little bit, and now he's like old enough to like just like not give a shit and just put his step and be like, okay, I don't like this or whatever, and just speak like his true thoughts. But I think it's great. But yeah, it's not for everybody the content that he does, but for me, man, I fucking love it. I like his like his honesty.
Word. All right, the last thing I had was anime. If you want to talk about anime,
as far as anime goes, man.
Before, so.
Yeah. Honestly, Attack on Titan is the ultimate goat for me, man. Like I read the manga every single month. I can't wait for the anime to come out. Of course, I'm caught up, man. I mean, dude.
Oh hell yeah! I feel like I remember mentioning like you watched the anime like months and months ago, maybe not, and I was like, bro, like you gotta read the manga.
No. It was for My Rookie Media. I've been Attack on Titan.
Right, yeah.
I've been reading Attack on Titan for about 2 years now, but before that, I was watching. I watched season 1. I watched season 1, season 2, and I was like, bro, like you're not gonna leave me hanging like that. And I just read the manga, and I felt bad a little bit at first because I was watching it with my brother, and it was fun to like both get surprised when we were watching the anime. But I mean, I couldn't wait for like season 3 and season 4, so I just read the manga, and I don't regret it. My Rookie Media is a close second for me as well. I haven't read My Rookie Media. I heard like don't spoil me, but like I heard the manga is fucking nutty right now.
I haven't read it in a while.
You haven't read it, but I know you told me that it gets really like dark and crazy at some point. So
yeah, it's good.
Yeah, I mean, but I think My Rookie Media, I'm gonna be more passionate about it because I like the animation, and I think season 5 apparently is gonna come out in spring 2021. So it's like in maybe 6-7 months from now. So I'll wait for it.
I think it's a little better in anime form too, because what they do is it comes out every week, and when they do the anime, it ends up being more polished from scene to scene. I noticed.
Yeah, for sure. Especially an anime like My Rookie Media, there's a mystery to the anime, but it's more about like the animation, right? It's more about the fighting and the emotion, and it's sometimes hard to feel it through like black and white like book, like a manga, you know. So when you watch the anime, you can feel like you hear
Yeah,
the
that's true.
scream. You have like that, like American Media, in my opinion, is the best music out of any anime. So you have like the background music on top of it. So like everything adds up so well. I think American Media is probably something like it's definitely like an anime that is more enjoyable to read to watch rather than reading. Well, I think on Titan, there's like so many details that I fucking love the anime, but I personally find the manga like as entertaining personally.
Dude,
I mean, not
I'm
everything, but
convinced
most of
it's a
it.
masterpiece, man. Like, sue
It
me,
is a
but like,
masterpiece.
bro, I just realized I forgot. I always forget. I forget sometimes, but I haven't read it in
Yeah.
3 or 4 months, but still
I mean,
pretty
catch
current.
man, it's amazing.
Dude, the last like year and a half has been. Well, we can't talk
I
about it, but
no. Yeah, you probably don't want to spoil it for your viewers, but no, it's been yeah, it's crazy, man.
crazy. Dude.
The way that the story evolves and it just goes like the guy who writes it, his name is like Isayama. Like this guy's a genius, man. Like everything
Totally
that he does
agree.
like makes so much sense. And even sometimes when I'm not sure about something that's going to happen, he makes it happen and it does make sense and it clicks. And all the foreshadowing from like all the previous chapters and all the emotion and like how ruthless he can be with like just killing some characters and like just making it evolve into something that you never thought was possible. I think is absolute genius, and I cannot wait for the end. I hope he's gonna end well, because I've put so much effort trying to understand the story, because it's not that as obvious sometimes what's happening. And now I watch like these YouTubers that explain the story, like some stuff that I can be missing, and just review all the chapter. So I'm really invested into that. So I hope that the ending will be good. I think it's gonna end in a few months from now. Just like a few chapters
Yeah, it
left.
seems
So
like within a year, or at
I'm
least.
every time I read a chapter, I get a little bit sad. 'Cause
Yeah.
like, I'm like, man, we're getting close to the end, man. Like, what am I gonna do after that? Like, I've invested so much energy into that, and I felt.
I got one for
I
you.
take it personally, man. If it was a bad ending, I'd be mad, dude. I would really hate it. I'm just a bit scared, man. I'm really invested into that. It's insane. I think it's the same with Game of Thrones. People were watching. I haven't watched Game of Thrones personally, but in fact, a lot of people were upset, man, about the ending. You're like, man, that's all the seasons were good, and then the last season was garbage.
All right, before plugging Tower of God, yeah, okay, all right, seriously. If you like anime at all or manga at all, and you haven't read Attack on Titan, there's actually not that many. There's only like 112 chapters, and they're like shorter. It's a lot more reading than there is action. If you're watching this, this is the best time to catch up before it ends, just because like
It's the best.
the next like 5 chapters will be crazy. And it's like way more fun to be like, I feel like, month to month, and it'll be over. Tower of God. Have you heard of this?
Crunchy keeps telling me to watch it because that Crunchy loves anime too,
good, bro. It's so good.
I haven't watched it. There's this new anime. I forgot the name, man. I actually forgot the name. It's like Demons. It's like Demons as well. It's not Demon Slayer. It's something else. But yeah, I heard about Tower of God, man. So Tower of God, I was in a phase where I was like forcing myself to like discover a new anime, and I felt like I was just not ready to like start a new one. And I kind of watched the art style the first 5 minutes. I was like, I'm not clicking. Like I was just done watching. I think The Promised Neverland. And this is where My Hero Academia ended. So like I was used to like this really, really, really good like art style. I personally think art style is definitely important for anime. At least for me, obviously the story, the plot is like more important, but Tower of God just didn't really speak well with me. But I heard that eventually you just get used to it.
Well,
So
it's a different
give it a shot,
style
man.
because it's a Korean manhwa. It's not actually like Japanese, so the
Oh,
art
okay.
style is very particular. But the thing is, the comic is all in color, and there's like 485. So part of the reason why it's so, different is because one, it's Korean, and two, it's like it's more similar to the manhwa than anime is to the manga because they have to animate it almost, if that makes sense, or not animate it, color it. Yeah, I would, bro. I read the whole thing in like a week, and there's 400 chapters. It's fantastic.
It's really good. I mean,
I would recommend it.
I probably watch. So what I like to do usually is I'll read like I'll watch the anime, and then the anime is gonna end, and then I would continue the manga because like it's hard for me to, like, just start with a manga because it felt like
Yeah, I
I
feel
prefer when I
that.
watch the anime because like I can imagine like how characters are talking, how they are, what their personality is. Because like throughout the manga, I have a very very hard time. Like I can imagine, but I prefer when I just see it from an anime, you know. So I think maybe 12 I'm gonna give it a shot. You know, just watch the anime, and then after like the 12 or first season, obviously it's going to continue, and the manga, and I can just like read it, and maybe I'll just read the entire of it. Like I did that with Demon Slayer. I watched Demon Slayer the entire first season, and then I read the entire manga after that, and it was so good.
Word. All right. That's all, folks. Do you want to talk about anything else?
Honestly, man, honestly, like, thanks for having me, man. It's been a pleasure. Honestly, it's been a while since I wanted to go like on a podcast. It's been a while too. I wanted on a Todd podcast, so it's great to to go like to someone else's channel and just like extend like connections and just be there with talking with you about things that we love and that we do every day. So
It's been a fantastic conversation.
It's been great, man. I think you prepare yourself well. I saw the doc and you prepared some questions and shit, so it was nice. Um, yeah, man, maybe we can do something else, next time. So, thank you for having me, man. And, if you guys want to keep up with me, my name is Insuperable. I stream every day on Twitch TV/InsuperableW3. I make tutorials on YouTube as well, as you mentioned earlier. I make tutorials on YouTube, about the game and how to get better and tricks and tips. Also make, some humoristic content, with tier lists and everything. I play in high-level tournaments. Pretty much every weekend, every 2 weeks almost. I compete at high level in North America. So if you guys want to tune in my Twitch and just hang out, just say hi. Let me know if you came from Blade Master YouTube, man. Podcast, man, that'd be really fun. And just be like, hey, I saw you on the podcast, man. That'd be amazing. If you have any question on my stream or anything, I'm always like super friendly and just like try to have a good time. And I don't really take myself too seriously. So make sure to tune in. I think you won't regret it.
He's got merch. Buy his merch. Insup just did this really dope thing yesterday. Today is October 22nd, 2020. He like did this fighting tier list where he rated I guess the semi-pro scene for Warcraft 3 and how likely he thinks he could beat them in a fight. So hopefully we're gonna see more of that kind of content. Yeah. It's on YouTube.
Yeah, I mean, it was all humoristic, like I'm legit not a fighter, man. I'm not sure for fighting anything. I think it was just really fun to spit some information about people's, that of their personal life, and just try to be like, yeah, I beat up this guy because he smokes weed all day and everything, So it's just humoristic, but yeah, it's a fun little thing.
You could be starting the boxing scene of Warcraft 3. You know how the YouTubers do the boxing.
Yeah, bro. I mean, we were talking about it too, man. We were talking about it yesterday on stream. We're like, man, that'd be nice if we had this little boxing ring with Warcraft people could. But man, obviously it's not.
I mean, people are from too far away, but it's funny.
Yeah, it just wouldn't work, man.
Yeah.
I have a push-up contest with Bidu, man.
Who won? I missed that.
So Bidu did more push-up than me. I honestly I don't do anything, man. Bidu also doesn't do any workout, obviously, but I actually told him.
He watches UFC.
Yeah, that's pretty much what, or he just heats. That's just the sport that he does. So, yeah, I told him, in a month from now, in November 22, we're going to have another push-up contest. So I'll practice, I'll do some push-ups and try to get more in shape. So hopefully in a month from now, I can
I think
do more than that. It's definitely doable. My competitive side is going to take over me, man. I'll definitely do it.
Word.
If I lose, we put $25 on the line, so it's just for fun,
Yeah.
It also motivates us each other to at the end of the day, man. Nobody loses, man. We're working out, it's content, and maybe you win $25 at the end of the month, why not,
Yeah.
It's gonna be for the McDonald's meal that we're trying to lose while doing push-ups. So.
Word. All right. Well, I'll wrap up. Thank you guys for watching. Yeah, it's been a pleasure. Insuperable W3 on YouTube, Twitch, BladeMasterRUSH on Twitch, BladeMasterRUSH. If you're listening from Spotify, whatever, It's on YouTube. Check it out. We got like visuals, man. It's trippy as hell. I'm not just kidding. We're just talking. But yeah, drop a sub, drop a like, drop a comment, and I hope you have a great day.
Thank you for having me, man. Peace.